Hi, my name is Megan Flanagan, and I am a coach at FromWithin Coaching. And today for Coach's Corner, I am delighted to have Jane Taylor with me to talk about our kind of topic of the month. Yet we've been talking about it for years, and it's imposter syndrome. So, welcome, Jane. We're going to have a quick conversation about imposter syndrome. But at first, tell people a little bit about yourself. You've been at From Within for quite a while, so let them know what you do and maybe why you love doing it.
Great. Thank you. I am super happy to be here, first of all. I am an author and a writer, and at From Within, I specialize in resume writing. And people think resumes and they think, but I love to write resumes because it gives me this opportunity to see the good in my clients. Sometimes they don't see, like they'll come to me and say, "Oh, I'm transitioning to a new career and I don't have any relevant skills." And I look at their education and I look at their talents and I look at their skills and I just call BS on that. So so my talent is finding the great strengths that you know tie a person's career together,
Right.
essentially. And it's great fun. I write these resumes and people are like, "Oh my god, that's me, that's so amazing." So it brings me a lot of joy
Hmm.
writing resumes, actually.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can attest to your mad skills too, because I remember years ago you did a bio for me and you did
Oh,
exactly
right.
that. And I think what's funny, and I'll just kind of like segue right perfectly into imposter syndrome, is that when you bring those words together and the magic that you kind of wave like your talent, it made me feel less of an imposter because somebody else was writing words that I wouldn't let myself kind of believe or
Yeah.
think. So what
uh,
do you think of
right.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That makes me feel really good.
Mhm.
um the it's funny because I do this thing for people, for other people, and I destroy imposter syndrome for them in terms of their career marketing
Mhm.
collateral, but it doesn't necessarily destroy my own imposter syndrome, which I have, and I have it. I think it's. I was trying to figure this out before we met
Mhm.
today. I was trying to figure out, what do I do? How do I kick it? And I think that the thing I do is I tell people what I'm going to do. I tell them, well, here's a great example. I'm releasing my second book on Substack, serial release. So
Mhm.
every Wednesday, the first and third Wednesday of the month, I'm releasing a new chapter.
Right.
And I'm terrified. I'm absolutely terrified. Who am I to do this? And right, I had the same problem with my first book.
I was going to
Who am
say,
I to publish a
who are
book?
you?
Who am
You're a
I?
published author who already published one phenomenal book
Yeah, right. I'm a published.
and did a book tour,
Thank
by
you.
the way,
I'm a
on a
published
motorcycle, by the
author,
way.
sure. Yeah, yeah. I did a national book tour, and it was the same thing. And the my husband made a great analogy about the second book, and he said it's like you're laying the pavement as you're riding down the road.
Oof.
Laying the pavement in front of you, which it feels like a little bit. But the thing that makes it possible for me to do it is I told so many people about it. And I'm the kind of person, maybe this is from being a mom or maybe a younger sister. I don't know what it is. I don't want to disappoint people. So
Mhm.
if I tell them I'm going to do it, I do it. And I use that kind of compunction to do the thing to move me forward into these scary as hell situations, like learning to ride a motorcycle when I'm 50,
Right.
publishing a book when I never published anything before, and doing a national tour, doing all of these things, and or writing a resume for a college president. I'm like,
Right.
oh, I only have a bachelor's degree. How could I possibly? But then I'm like, wait, the college president is good at being a college president.
Mhm.
I'm good at the thing I do. So when I reel it back a little bit, I'm able to, in the resume world, I'm able to bring
Mhm.
it up a little bit. So,
Mhm.
but it's imposter syndrome. It's real, and I don't think it's just the plight of women. I think that men have it too, certainly. But I think that we are talking about it more, which feels great
Mhm.
because um, when you talk to someone about it, it's just like you're not alone anymore.
Right.
Because you know, Megan might have been afraid to jump into this new career just the same way I was afraid to jump into the second book,
Right.
or whatever. Or our friend Mary, who you talked to earlier, getting a new teaching arrangement at a very prestigious place, and she was like, "Oh my God, do I have what it takes?" Of
Right.
course.
You
And
applied and
also,
they accepted
she,
you, of course, but we still,
yeah,
it's the plight that, it's just, it affects everybody. And I was having a conversation earlier today how I was watching an award show and an actor got up and said, I don't belong here. I don't belong in this room. And it's just
oh
like,
wow,
wow, if I'm watching them say that in front of millions of people on television, and I feel the same way, like, isn't this, like, doesn't that make the world a lot smaller?
yeah, yeah,
Like, we're
it
more
really
alike
does.
than we're not, and we think we're all alone feeling the feels of imposter syndrome a lot of times,
Hmm.
until, like you said, we
Hmm.
talk about it.
Yeah. The One of the things I do with my resume clients is I ask them, why are you so good at what you do?
Mm.
And understanding that makes it a little easier to step forward, take a little step forward. And that I was thinking, yesterday was Martin Luther King Day, and I
Mhm.
was thinking about King's great quote about, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And the first step isn't that hard to do, especially if your friends are behind you and you know that, a famous actor getting an award is
Right,
afraid to to take that first step with you. There are
right,
all these people who are in the same boat, and it's like, okay, let's just hold hands and step up together.
right. Like, I may be scared, you know what, to get on a motorcycle and maybe learn it, but I bet if I were up in Vermont with my friend Jane, I would do it in a heartbeat.
There you go.
So
Come on up. I got two motorcycles.
I'll put that on my list of things to do this year. That would be great.
There you go.
Um,
Yeah.
well, this was fantastic. Like, I love how you brought that up. I think if we talk about it more, it opens up the doors for conversation to take it away, or to allow one another to support each other, so we don't feel that imposter
Hmm.
syndrome. Or when we do, we know we can reach out to somebody we've had a conversation with and say, oh, I'm really spinning. Or somebody could reach out to a coach and have be coached through it. Things like that. So thank you. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say that a coach is killer. Get a coach.
Yeah.
With my first book, I hired a writing coach, and she was able to help me push through that, like, terror, the imposter terror. And having a coach is wonderful. Working with a business coach, with a leadership coach, with,
Mhm.
a trauma coach, a
Mhm.
clarity coach. There are all kinds of coaches, especially from within,
Right.
who are ready to, they have sharp elbows and they'll give you a little boost, or they'll hold your hand, but
Right.
still you have to do it. And
Yeah.
knowing that someone's got your back on the way up is really encouraging.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. And what a great note to finish on. Thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to talking to you more in Coach's Corner about more topics in 2024.
Dynamite. Thanks so much. What a pleasure to be here.
Thanks for joining us today. And if you want to find out more about Jane Taylor, you can go to FromWithin.com or look in the notes here, and we will have all her links for social as well as From Within's links. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you.